Okay. So you do density is equal to mass or volume, and the volume has to be basically the area, which is this, times the thickness. And now because you see it is in centimeter, you have to change it into meters. So when you do this, let me do it on my calculator quickly. So the mass would be 2.6 times 10^3 multiplied by 0.15 times 2.0 times 10 power minus 2. So it has to be 7.8 kg on my calculator. And then weight is W equals to mg. So 7.8 times 10. So that would be 78 newtons. Like this. So do not forget units. Then in the next one, it says the piece of glass shown is used as vertical beam window of aquarium. The atmospheric pressure outside the aquarium is this. The average pressure inside is this. Calculate the resultant force acting on the window due to the pressure state. So if this was the glass, outside pressure is 1.0 times 10 power 5. Inside is 1.3 times 10 power 5.
Sir?
So, yeah.
Can you show the working for the above question?
Yes. Zahan, you have to be quick, okay? Otherwise, we won't be able to finish it. All right.
For this question, how did you get 10 to the raised power minus 2?
Because this was in centimeters. If you change it into meters, you have to multiply 10 raised to minus 2.
Okay.
Okay. So for this one, when you take change, it has to be like this. And this will be 0.3 times 10 raised to 5. So that would be the difference. Now, pressure is force over area. We already know the area, which is 0.15. What you're going to do is that you multiply pressure, which is, force is pressure, multiply by 0.15. So when you do this, my answer is coming as 4.5 times 10 power 3. So 4.5 times 10 power 3 newtons. And the direction, of course, because the larger pressure is from the inside, from the aquarium, so it should be outwards. All right. If you are stuck anywhere, please let me know. All right. Okay. And then going to the next question. It says calculate the density of the liquid. It says the pump is connected to a vertical tube immersed in the tank. The pump reduces the pressure of column to 0 and the pressure at X is 9 points. Okay. So this is basically a barometer question. So we're going to use pressure is equal to rho GH. The pressure is 9.6 times 10 raised to 4. Density is what we need to find. This is 10 and the height is 12. So this means that the answer has to be 800 kg per meter cube. Yes, any questions?
So how did you find the value of the rho?
Yes.
How did you find the value of the rho?
I divided it with this. Like this, right?
Okay, sir.
Do you understand this? All right. Then question number 2. In question number 2, it says what is the moment of force about a point? The moment of force is the Moment of force is the turning effect. About a pivot. You could also write force times perpendicular distance, right? That's fine. Acha, calculate the moment of 8U14. Calculate the moment about 8U14,000 blocks suspended. So the force is here. And this will go clockwise. So 14,000 times 10, that would be the force. So this will be this multiplied by 20. So I believe it should be 2.8 times 10 power 6 Newton meter. This is basically the force, right? Do not forget it. And moment is always force times the distance. Now, the speed is scalar quantity and velocity is vector quantity. State the difference between scalar and vector. So for 2 marks, what you're going to do, right? Both have magnitude where scalar does not have a direction. Or you can alternately write that vector has a direction. State one scalar and one vector quantity. So you could write like scalar could be energy, anything you want to write, work, power, whatever. A vector is velocity. You can write force, displacement, acceleration, whatever you know at that time. All right, part C. Draw a scale diagram to determine the resultant force acting on the object. Now you see the diagram is about like this. 20 newtons and 30 newtons, and it should be at 60 degrees. So what you do, first of all, you got to add a scale. So scale, let's take scale to be 1 centimeter on the scale is around, say 5 newtons. If I take the scale, then I will first draw, I'll put a point and I will draw a vertical line of 4 centimeter because 20 newtons according to my scale is right now 4 centimeter. So you can actually remember this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my protractor like this. Let me color it differently. And then I'm going to measure 60 degrees. When I measure 60 degrees, I will extend this line to 6 centimeter, which will be equal to 30 newtons, right? Then what I'm going to do is to make a parallel line, I'm going to put my protractor right here. And then I'm going to measure 60 degrees again, and I'm going to extend it like this, 6 centimeter. And then this can be, drawn exactly like this. So this is a parallelogram. So I'm going to remove my protractor then. Now you will start drawing your resultant from this point, ending the resultant at this point. So it should be aligned like this. Now you measure this and well, according to the mark scheme, this length should, this length, whatever that length is, when you measure, it would be in some centimeters, but it should be around 40 to 47 newtons. Right, so this should be your answer. So 1 centimeter we took it 5 newtons. Magnitude from 40 to 47 newtons is allowed. And the direction relative to 20 Newton force. So we have to find this direction, theta. And this theta they've given as 33 to 40 degrees. So if you are in that, then that's correct. Okay. Now,
Then we have to write vertical.
no, they've already given. They've already told you which direction you need to take, from where you need to take the angle. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You don't have to write anything. Okay.
So will they cut the marks then?
No, they've already written relative to direction of 20, which is this vertical. Why would you
No,
write?
if I write, they will cut the marks.
No.
Okay.
All right. But it's unnecessary. Now, question number 3. It says state and explain whether this process is renewable. Which process? Station burns waste material. Waste material from farm crops. Yes, it is renewable. It is renewable because, you know, you can get it again. Explanation, right? Crops can be grown again. Then says power station uses some of the waste thermal energy to heat water for houses in nearby town. State one problem is using waste energy in this way, the power station from this town. Okay, one of the problems would be transporting it, right? So we could write that heat energy is lost or might be lost during transportation, right? Suggest one way of reducing this problem. I think that you should have intermediate pipes which
They're
are
insulated pipes.
insulated, yes, insulated.
Or sir, poor conductor of heat, made up of a poor conductor of heat material.
But when you say insulated, it means the same thing, right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good insulator material if you want to write. Okay. Now, in the next question, it says 2 environmental consequences of burning coal. So,
Air pollution.
Yeah, so this is like CO2 or CO. That's one issue. And then, of course, it is air pollution. You could write
Non-renewable.
Global warming. Yeah, non-renewable. So many we have written.
Yeah, acid rain is fine.
Sir, I've completed my worksheet. I am sending you.
Yes. All right.
There.
Now, yes, Hadia.
Acid rain is fine.
Acid is fine. That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Anything that, you know, has environmental effect. Now, question number 4. It says momentum. In terms of momentum, explain how gas exerts pressure on walls of container. So you should always remember molecules will strike the walls, right? Now, changes its momentum, which is mass times velocity, right? Now, force is equal to rate of change of momentum. And then what you would write? So, hence, pressure, which is force over area, is caused by molecules. Now, this is an ideal answer for 0625 people. For 5054 people, you're not going to write momentum. You're just going to write that molecules strike the wall, they exert the force, and then that force basically exerts pressure because pressure is force over area. So technically, it's the same thing except for the word momentum. Okay, Fatija, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then it says a fixed mass of gas of volume V1 is at pressure P1, and the compressed Google Classroom. A fixed mass of gas of volume V1 is at pressure P1. It is compressed to volume V2. Complete the equation for the final pressure P2 of the gas.
V1 over V2.
But they have not given it's equal. So P1 V1 over V2. That's correct. Now state and explain how the pressure compares P2 with the temperature. So of course, you know, pressure P2 has to be greater.
Particles have more kinetic energy.
Exactly. And how is it greater? Because molecules move faster. You can write. You can also write they have greater kinetic energy. And because of this, they would hit the walls with greater force. All right. So that's why. Now, please do remember. Okay. Then state the name of reflection of a sound wave or ultrasound. Reflection of a sound wave or ultrasound wave. Okay, that's an echo. Then ultrasound, it says the wave has a frequency of this and passes through human tissue at this. Calculate the wavelength of in human tissue. So V is equal to F lambda. So speed 1500. And frequency is 2.0, mega is 10 raised to power 6 and lambda. So it's 7.5 times 10 raised to power minus 4. And you have to write the units, please. Meters, never forget that. And then they say indicate one, label one wavelength. So wavelength is always from one wavefront to this. So we label this. Draw 3 crests of wave reflected. So you would actually do it like this, please. So make sure that your wavelength is the same. It's not changed. Like at least it should look like the same. All right. All right. Now, इसमें 2 वीडियोस हैं, ठीक है? ये निकाल के इनके ऊपर भी लिखा हुआ है ये पेपर फरवरी कल लिखेंगे 9702 फरवरी मार्च 2021 पेपर 2 समझ आ गई? तो कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा पेपर? इधर खोलेंगे ये पेपर है आज का, ये लिखा हुआ है एग्जैक्ट इसी तरह हम लिख देना, ठीक है? वीडियो अपलोड करना है दोनों भी. Okay. Then it says an object is full scale converging lens is shown. Draw 2 rays from point O of an object to determine the position of an image. Label the image I, J, and measure the length of the image. Now what you do? First line should always be towards the lens straight. And then the next line should, straight. And then the next line should bend towards F like this, right? So make sure, like I'm doing digitally, but I think it will be fine. The next ray should start from this and go through the optical fiber. And as you can see, they're not meeting. So what you do, you actually try to then get new rays, like extend them backwards, because of course they're not meeting on the other side. And then I'm trying, it will, you know, be a bit different. So wherever it is, like you try, okay, this is not fair. It should be exactly like this somewhat. Okay, whatever. Okay, do try it with the ruler or something. And then make it a bit straight. I think it should be somewhere here. Somewhere here. Okay, wherever it is. Now what you do, you wherever it meets, you got to make a straight line and call this IJ. And then it says image length. So you measure the image length. Now,
I got 3.6.
Okay. So in the mark scheme, it is 2.4 to 3.6 centimeter. You just need to measure it. So in the range. Now 3 dimensions, of course, if the object and the image are in the same direction, in the same place, they are virtual, they're not real. So it's a 3 description. First of all, this is magnified. This is upside down
object.
and this is virtual. So you guys need to remember this, right? Okay, then shows 3 rays of green light passing, and then 3 red light approach the glass block on same paths of green light. Draw rays, red light. Okay, fine. So there are green lights, and what you do now, it says 3 red light approaches the glass block on the same path. So if the red comes, because red bends least when it passes through this, so it should be like this. So basically what you got to do is just bend it less than this, like this. So it will go straight. So this one is going to go straight. Use a ruler, please, for this, and then slightly bend, and then oopsie, like this. So make sure you make it like this. So red should be less bending anyway. All right. Great. All right. I hope you guys understand this. Nice. Okay, then we see the next question, which is this. Explain why the reading on ammeter is 0 when the wire is not moving. When the wire is not moving, so you're going to write no cutting of magnetic field lines, number 1. Hence, no current induced. So it should keep on cutting, right? Then says a wire is moved and there's a deflection of ammeter, indicate there is a current in the wire X to Y. And this is the current right here. Then says on table, tick 1 box to indicate the direction movement of wire. Explain your answer. So if there is a current like this, so you should know that this is basically induction, and you got to use Fleming's rule to see, right? All right. So it says direction of movement of wire XY. So how do we move this? It's pretty simple, that you gotta move to the top like this. Why you gotta move to the top of the page? Because if you move it like this,
Sir?
right? Yeah. Yes,
The thumb is the current, right?
Thumb is the force.
Oh, okay.
Thumb is the force. So now please remember, in induction, right? Any induction thing like generator or whatever, you use right hand Fleming rule. Everything is the same. Like your index finger should pointing like this. Your middle should go like this, and the thumb will be then at the top. So please do remember this.
That I was
And
so
for
confused
motor,
due to the left hand rule.
motor effect, okay. Motor effect where there is a force generated, right? Because of your current and magnetic field. So you use left hand Fleming rule. Yes, what are you confused about?
No, sir, I was confused that I was using the left hand rule on this one.
No, you have to use right hand Fleming because this is induction. Remember this. Whenever current is induced, you got to use this. Okay. Then explanation is for this one is that the current, whenever something like this comes, current movement or force, you can write force, and magnetic field must always be 90 degrees to each other. You can also write perpendicular. Okay. So magnetic field is from left to right, because not to south. You can also write now to south if you want to. Let's say state what is observed on ammeter when the wire is moved in the opposite direction. So it will be opposite current. Then the same direction is partly the greater speed. Greater speed means it will show you greater deflection or larger current, whatever you want to write. Okay. Moving faster means like this. Okay. Then it says define EMF, and you remember that EMF is energy or work done per unit charge. So that would be your first thing. Then what you do, driving a unit charge round a complete circuit. That's what you got to do. Then it says the heater H has a resistive resistance of this. So where is the heater? Heater symbol is this. And the potential difference across is 45. Potential difference across it is 45 volts. Power of the heater. So power is V square over R, because there's no current, we can use this. 45 square over 22.5. So according to that, I think the answer is 90 watt. Can you confirm this, please?
Yes, sir, it's 90.
Okay, then the potential difference across X. Now, how do we find if the EMF
So,
is
sir, the answer for 45 divided by 22.5 is 2, and then 45 multiplied by 2 is 9.
90. Okay. So then 60 is the total. So you subtract 45 from it. The rest would be at X, which is, I think, going to be 15, right? So 15 volts would be the answer. That's pretty simple. And then it says
It's
current.
18.
Sorry?
It's 18. It's
45.
42, right?
45.
Oh, sorry. I wrote 42. Never mind.
Okay. Then it is the current in 10 ohm. If this is 45, these are in parallel. In parallel, the voltage is the same. So 15 for this and 15 for this. So 10 ohm current would be V equals to IR. The voltage is 15. We need to find the current. The resistance is 10. So the current is 1.5 ampere. Do not forget units, please. Now, then it says write down the truth table for an OR gate. Now, OR gate looks like this. And the truth table is that there are two inputs and there is one output. So X, Y, and Z. So you say 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now, for OR, I told you that even if there is 1, 1, it gives you the same thing. So 0, 0 is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 1, 0 is 1, and 1, 1 is 1. So that's the truth table. Then it says draw the symbol of NOR gate. So you make an OR, and then you make a dot ahead of it, and then that's an OR gate. Now it says shows a digital circuit designed to produce the values. And it says, by the way, yeah, it says table 9 word truth table for circuit. Complete the table. So where is P? This is P, this is Q. So when P is 0, Q is 0. So R will be, when Q is 0, R will be 1. Yes.
There are logic gates not in O level.
They are. but they are in let's say choice. They're given a choice. Right. Okay, so this is a NOT gate, and NOT gate basically switches the input. So if this is 1, this will be 0, and this is 0, this will be 1, and this is 1, this will be 0, right? Now, okay.
AND gate.
Yeah. Now, then they say what is which type of gate is used in X? Explain your answer. So every time
AND
you
gate.
see that P 0 and 1 gives 0, so an AND gate basically, which looks like this, AND has a truth table like this: 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, and it gives you 0 every time any of the input is 0. So it will be 1 only here. So this is AND gate, and the explanation towards this is that any 0 input gives 0, any and both 1 inputs give 1. So that's the explanation, right? Everybody understands this? Okay. Then,
Sir, I didn't get column R.
sorry?
I didn't get how you got the values for column R.
For R?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, Khadija, what NOT gate does, this is NOT, right? So you studied it, right? In the class, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if there is 0, it makes it 1. And if there is 1, it makes it 0. Do you understand? So when Q is converting into R, so when the Q was 0, it got 1. When it was 1, it was 0. So it flipped.
Oh, okay, yeah, got it.
Do you understand? Okay. Then it says state the proton nucleon number value charge in alpha particle. So alpha particle has 2 protons, 4 nucleon number, and the charge is +2. Now, a nucleus of strontium 90 consists of 38 protons, 52 neutrons. And strontium 90 is the radioactive decays beta emission to isotope yttrium. Oh my God. The symbol of strontium is this symbol. Write down the equation. So basically, strontium decays into yttrium and it gives a beta particle. Right. So this is 90 and 38, and beta is 0 and 1. And what will be Y then? This will be 90. So you add masses. So you can, if you don't know what to do, you can add mass like 0, 90 equals to X plus 0 is 90. And then you can add charge. What is charge? 38 equals to X minus 1. So 1 year, this will be 39. Like this. You can do it like this too. And then it says the half-life of radon 220 is 56. Okay. The half-life of radon is 220, 56. Okay. The sample radon's container after 112 seconds, the mass is 9.2. Calculate the mass of the original sample. So this is pretty simple, right? In 112 seconds, if I divide by 56 seconds, what will be the, there will be 2 half-lives, right? Okay. Now let original sample be X. So if I have to find, you know, half after 2 half-lives, it will be half and then half again. So it has given us 9.2 milligram. So what do? If you want to find X, we multiply 9.2 times 2 times 2. So what is the answer? $37. Isn't it? mg milligrams. Everybody understands this? Any questions you guys have?
Why did you do multiply 2 twice? Why not one?
Because of the original sample, if there were 2 half-lives, Adya, you halved it once and then you half it twice to get this value. Do you understand?
Yes.
So after this was divided or, you know, half 2 times, you got this answer. So if I want to find this, what will I do? Would I multiply 2 there?
Okay, I get it.
So 2 half-life means you have to half the original sample twice by 1/2. Or multiply the original sample twice. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Everybody understands this? Malak was here today. Malak, where are you? Malak is not here. Okay. All right.